The frost is setting in. Down in the dirt, a colony of ants executes a brutal harvest, hauling massive grains of wheat across the freezing ground. In the traditional logic of the forest, the math is simple. Caloric expenditure equals future security. You put in the labor now, and you guarantee your survival when the snow buries the food supply. A lone grasshopper records the precise yield from the shadows, prioritizing tactical reconnaissance over the aimless idleness of the traditional fable. The ants assume that diligent, honest labor guarantees safety. That biological contract is currently being voided by a coordinated extraction strategy. The scout returns to his swarm with a precise inventory of the ant silo, mapping out every vulnerability in their perimeter defense. This animated tactical map breaks down the execution of the raid. The grasshopper swarm uses a high-speed pincer movement, bypassing the worker ants entirely and carving a direct extraction route out with the entire winter stockpile. The worker ants return to their colony to find zero inventory. Months of grueling, calorie-intensive labor have been zeroed out in minutes. Diligence and moral purity offered zero kinetic resistance. Sweat equity fails when a larger, faster force decides to take what you have built. When established rules fail to protect an ecosystem's most vulnerable operators, it creates a vacuum of justice. The ants realize they cannot outwork a syndicate. They have to hire a larger predator. The ants bypass the local authorities of the food chain and approach the pond. They are looking to contract the frog, an apex predator capable of overwhelming force. A single adult frog outweighs a grasshopper by a massive multiplier. It operates with a tongue strike speed of under 40 milliseconds, making it a biological weapon against insects. Facing starvation, the ants trade their innocence for a guarantee of survival. They have moved past the moral high ground and are now contracting a hit. The frog skips the protocols of negotiation. He assesses the contract, breaches the surface of the murky water, and locks on to his target. A compromised system leaves no room for polite resolutions. To neutralize a swarm of thieves, you deploy a monster. The frog breaches the grasshopper's camp with absolute kinetic violence. There is no warning and no chance for the syndicate to scramble their defenses. This declining bar chart illustrates the rapid drop in the grasshopper population. The frog replaces the dynamics of a battle with pure, systematic eradication, bringing the syndicate numbers to absolute zero in seconds. With the hostile force eliminated, the stolen grain reserves are secured and transported directly back to the ant colony. The vigilante intervention was brutal, but it achieved the exact desired outcome. The impending famine is canceled, and the victims have their property back. The natural balance of the forest is reset. The violent retribution satisfied the primal equation, neutralizing the threat and restoring physical order to the colony. The operation is a complete success. Yet the victor is in a state of psychological collapse. A heavy tear rolls down the frog's skin. He executed a flawless rescue. He saved an entire colony from winter starvation. Why does a total physical victory trigger an immediate emotional breakdown? The answer lies in the attention economy. It is an economic model where human or insect attention is treated as a scarce, treatable commodity that determines value. This dual-axis graph maps the exact source of his despair. His heroic output spikes to the maximum possible level during the raid, but his digital engagement flatlines completely at zero. No likes, no subscribes. The internal satisfaction of restoring justice has been overwritten by a biological craving for algorithmic validation, the quantifiable approval delivered by digital platforms through likes and shares. We see a third variable, the perceived value of action, plunge in exact tandem with the lack of digital engagement. The absence of an audience actively deteriorates the worth of the deed. If an operator executes a flawless rescue, but no cameras capture it for the timeline, the actor experiences the event as a complete failure. This raises a difficult question about the mechanics of modern altruism. Are public acts of justice driven by a desire to protect the vulnerable, or are they high-leverage content plays designed to farm engagement metrics? The algorithm siphoned away the intrinsic value of the frog's heroism, an extraction far more absolute than the grasshopper's raid on the grain silo.